Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights Consulting, VELCO Weahter Hazards Forecast Outlook here. We're looking at a trough of lower pressure. In fact, let's see if this works here. This is a trough that is in the process of kind of rolling on through. It's not quite there yet, but it will be pushing on to the east. We also have an area of low pressure that's across the area here in the Intermountain West. This area of low pressure has been producing some pretty good snowfall in some of those locations. We're seeing a pretty big area of lower pressure in the Central Great Basin region. This is not going to affect us. And also a fairly large area of higher pressure, and this is located in the Upper Plains states. And this system here is kind of in its process of winding on down, but it's really not going to be moving anywhere anytime soon. So it does ridge in and brings us basically some drier weather that's going to scoot on in after this trough. All of that's going to be pushing our direction here. So that's all good news. And you can see there's also some lake effect snow that's also starting to show up here, as we got some pretty cold air coming in out of Canada behind this flow and behind this upper level trough. Let's take a look at the computer modeling world. European on the left-hand side, we have the Canadian model on the right-hand side. You can see this big, broad area of higher pressure, fairly strong. This is going to kind of weaken and fall apart, and this is providing that upslope into the continental parts of the Rockies here, east of the Continental Divide, but also this upper-level system and closed-off, cut-off low. That's also providing some pretty good moisture for those particular areas. But note, our real weather is controlled by the more of the northern branch of the jet stream, not so much the El Nino branch, which is further off to the south. Now, what's going to end up happening is we're going to see this area of higher pressure kind of fall apart. You can see it just kind of, where's it go? It just kind of dies. But the leftovers of the basically clearing skies, drier conditions roll on in. And with that, until this northern branch jet stream and connects and phases in with the subtropical branch, this is going to start to deliver a lot more moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, where it's cold enough. It's going to be snow in the northern branch region, and this moves our way, and so it's one of these, we don't know exactly what's going to fall where, when, because it's a mix of rain and snow. Elevation will be a huge player in this. The Canadian gem model showing a little bit more of a closed low, a little bit more beefier, and that's a possibility that could happen here. But the European has it more further off to the south and east of the 40 north, 45 north, 50 west. And so that moves on out. It tails off as a little bit of rain showers and then colder air on the backside. So it's kind of a rain sandwich, if you will. Comes in a little bit with some wet snow. Changes to rain and then back to a little bit more wet snow. Typical November and what looks to be an El Nino December with this kind of configuration. But the northern branch is the one delivering the colder air. It's the subtropical branch that delivers the big moisture. So once that goes on by, we kind of calm things down, but a lot of delivery coming in. Colder air off the Great Lakes means lake effect snows, and we're starting to see a lot of lake effect with this colder air working in. By the time we get into Monday night and Tuesday, that continues all day long Tuesday, and then eventually by the time we get into Wednesday, things are going to start to fall apart a little bit more, as there's kind of a weak ridge of higher pressure during the day on Wednesday, and that ridge should hold off a lot of that lake effect snow showers or flurries. And then the question becomes, okay, is there anything behind it? A little bit of a shortwave trough rolling on through, it looks like, for the next system on Thursday. But look, there's kind of a rain-snow combo, once again, fairly light. We'll take it a little bit further along. This is valid the 1st of December on Friday. And so here's our next weather maker. It looks like this is going to be also rain and snow combinations. But it's a little bit more of an El Nino type setup and a lot more juiced up moisture. But this is not until we're talking the second day of December. GFS ensemble shown here, and there's really one major precipitation maker and storm system, and that's the one that's going to develop on Sunday night and linger into the day on Monday. You can see the little bit of the lake effect streamers, this interaction. This is based off the center line on Montpelier, but it does show you what's going to be taking place, and relatively dry weather lead up there over this coming weekend. All good news there. Total QPF looks like this. So out of this next weather system, which is going to be probably more than half wet snow, a little bit of rain in the middle, and a little bit of tailing off of some regular snow on the back side of that system. So that is the QPF total, not a heck of a lot. Looking at precipitable water, it's not a huge amount, only we're talking around 5 to 6/10 of an inch. So normally these can get up to around an inch, so we're looking at undershooting that. And then in terms of temperatures aloft, 850 hectopascal temperature is about the level of Mount Mansfield. Shows that everything is below the 0 degrees centigrade line, so that is typically what we see mostly in the form of snow. However, some of that will be in the form of rain as well, so precipitation type looks like this. We start out with snow, go over to rain, that's the green, and then tail off as a little bit of snow, and these are just basically flurries and snow showers from that lake effect business. It's kind of dry except for the northeast United States, and then get in the areas around the Intermountain West, seeing extra moisture there, and this is all falling for some decent powder for parts of the Central Rockies. 2-meter temperature anomalies look like this, and you can see that we're into the colder air around the northeast and adjacent Canada, and most of the coastal, well, the U.S. basically almost coast to coast is showing a little bit cooler conditions. Note the high latitude blocking where all the anomalous warmth is now basically south of the pole, but at the same time up in the northern Canadian archipelago. So in terms of weighted high temperatures, we're running about 3 degrees below normal for this time of year. Note to the north of us, it's actually warmer than normal. And again, pretty cool. Now, watch how cool it does get in some parts of the Rockies, 9 below and whatnot. But this is what I would call a Chinook kind of signature here, with anomalous temperatures in parts of the upper plains and into the prairies of Canada. Looking at the European moss printouts here, basically, we're looking at just 100th again for this afternoon, and we dry things out. And our next customer incoming is not going to be until sometime Sunday night, and the bulk of which looks like it falls during the day on Monday through about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then tails off in the afternoon at 0.03 of an inch. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.